Now, these are fouls. Now, Taylor goes crazy.
Gerda Gatling is giving Caitlin Clark a very
She's
long
trying to be a
leash on the
foul.
way she's reacting.
So
And
you hurt a leg.
You just got to let the player voice their opinion.
Give me the PG version. Look,
Well,
cross.
really upset about
That's
this
a foul
lap
there.
job,
That's
and
another
you see
foul.
Veronica Burton on
See, let's
her,
go.
and
And
then
that's
she
a
goes
foul.
to
That's
Nakia
definitely a foul.
Stokes and falls down.
Those are foul. Rewind it again. Wait. Let me slow it again. Slow down. All right, listen. That's a foul. That is a foul. That's a holding foul. That should be going the other way, right? You got a head on the inside. That's fine. I told y'all that's how they be guarding Caitlin. They guard Caitlin by putting their hand on the inside. The refs have to call that every time. There got to be a call every time. She puts it up, let her go, and that is definitely a foul. That's definitely a foul. Caitlin goes up, she sees, and that's a foul. She doesn't go straight up. Before she goes up, her arm is up. I know somebody's going to say, oh, Caitlin put her arm up too. No, that's a foul.
Stokes.
That's a
and
foul.
falls down.
Yep. And Caitlin is wondering where's the foul.
Maybe a little bit of
limping.
contact, but you see when she gets up, she's limping.
She goes back and goes berserk.
You can see the officials saying Caitlin's
absolutely.
been warned right now and then giving her some a little bit of leash, but
go to the back.
Also communicating with her to say, yeah, enough of the commentary here.
Headed to the
go back to the back. Leah Boston checks out.
Third.
Then we get substitution.
Also on Leah Boston.
So one more time. Leah Boston gets the foul, and Caitlin loses
she
out.
Waited, and
she loses
I've got to be honest, the officials
made the call.
her the moment to get the
on it.
emotions out of her, and some officials
That's 5 times.
Especially with, as some would say, officials
Can't believe you did that.
Demonstrative, but they allowed her.
She said, "I'm tired of getting hurt." Now that's a foul. She got fouled. That is a foul. I mean, that's not and one. People are like, "Oh, she flopped." That's not a flop. That's a foul, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not just about the
King Joe Show. We'll talk about it after the game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for King Joe.
Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept your lack of focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Short Sport by King David Jordan.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you're having a great night. It's nighttime, baby. And y'all know what it is. It's King Joe. How's everybody doing? King Joe! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. King Joe! I hope everybody's having a great night. It's your boy King Joe. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing good. It's your boy King Joe. Oh man, it's gonna be on tonight, right? I got the the crazy thing is I got the night clothes on. I'm ready to go. I just said let me throw the cap on. You know what I'm saying? I got my night clothes. I threw the cap on with my night clothes. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. It's going to be a very, very interesting show tonight. And I think that it's going to, we have a lot that we have to discuss. Now, we got to first start by first saying thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you guys for coming and being a part of the show. If you don't mind, to help the algorithm, hit the like and subscribe. Hit those thumbs up. I need everybody to hit the thumbs up. Hit the likes. We got to get the algorithms up. Got to get the algorithms up. If you're on X, make sure y'all hit the like, hit the follow button on X. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Not gonna be too long, but we're gonna come in. We're gonna get in and do what we said we was gonna do. We're gonna be a little bit more, try to be a little bit more consistent what we're doing. Now let's go ahead and get to it tonight. The Indiana Fever and our Caitlin Clark took on the Valkyries. And playing in Cambridge Fieldhouse, and the Indiana Fever ends up losing to the Valkyries. And it was really 88-75. And it was a really, really interesting game. Let me start by saying this. It was a very interesting game. And the first thing, before I even get to the Caitlin Clark and everything else, I think the first thing we have to really, really, really bring up and talk about is the fact of I want to give the Valkyries, the Golden State Valkyries, some love. That's the first thing I want to do. I want to give them some love. Because Golden State has been playing exceptional basketball. Natalie Nakase is once again going to be probably top 2, top 3 of the Coach of the Year candidates right now. Now, Reeves in Minnesota is doing a fantastic job, especially with that LaFelicia Collier. She's doing a great job. Olivia Miles, those girls, and Minnesota are balling. I'm balling. But it's pretty much a 2-lady race right now. And when you have a game where you're dealing with 2 of the top 5 teams in the W, and the Indiana Fever, and also the Golden State Valkyrie, this is definitely could possibly be a playoff preview. Without a doubt. This could definitely be a playoff preview. And a lot of times, all the last few games, I guess since Caitlin Clark has been hurt, we've been hearing a lot of people and a lot of fans and a lot of noise online of people saying that the Indiana Fever plays better without Caitlin Clark on the court. That's been the basis. A lot of people have been calling, especially the Caitlin Clark haters. Let's keep it above. Especially the Caitlin Clark haters. A lot of people have been calling for Tyisha Harris to start in place of Caitlin Clark, because they said the offense runs better with Tyisha Harris than Caitlin Clark. That's been like the growing sentiment of a lot of people, especially Caitlin Clark haters. They want to say, hey, the team looks better without Caitlin Clark on the court. Now, this is before injury. I mean, this is post-injury. Before Caitlin Clark got hurt, Caitlin Clark was literally an MVP candidate. 21, 7-5? Before she got hurt, before she started going through the same injury stuff that she's going through now, Caitlin Clark was once again in the MVP conversation. And once again, once she got hurt, now Indiana has to go back to what I like to call Miyagi-Do. They have to go back to a more Kelsey Mitchell-centric offense. And what I need you guys to understand is this. That works when you're playing the Mercury. Tyisha Harris looks great when you're playing a bottom echelon team. But when you're playing one of the top teams in the W, then guess what? In a series, you need your top generational players. And as much as Tyisha Harris has been playing very well, when it comes to playing against the top tier players, it's like, nah, I can't have Tyisha Harris in there. When you got Caleb Thornton and Tyisha Harris, I'm taking Caleb Thornton. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, not Caleb Thornton. If you got Veronica Burke, I'm taking Veronica Burke. You got Gabby Williams or Ty Harris, I need Gabby Williams. right? If you got who's on the top? If you got the guard from Paige Beckers, Tyus Harris, I'm taking Paige Beckers. You got to kind of put it on that schedule and say, hey, man, who is a player that you're going to take that's going to get you a W? Who can put the team on their back and get you a W outside of the rotation of the offense? Who can get extremely hot? Or who can take over a game with a passing, with a playmaking? And there's only a generational player like Caitlin Clark that can do that. Wow, the numbers are crazy. Thank you so much on X. Thank you so much, YouTube, also. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe. And what we see is when they start playing these top-tier teams, right? You want your top-tier players on the court. If I got Miami and I got LeBron, Bosh, and D-Wade, I want those players on the court playing against the top-tier teams. If I'm Golden State in their heyday, I want my top players on the court. I want Clay, I want Steph, I want Draymond. I want them on the court. I want my best players playing the most minutes. And the problem with Indiana, once again tonight, is Stephanie White does not understand that she needs to pay her best players together. Because this year, they really haven't played together. And what she's doing right now, and this is what irks me about Stephanie White. What Stephanie White is doing at this current juncture in the Indiana Fever season is she keeps playing with the rotations. She keeps playing with her star players, and now you have identity crisis. Can we preach? Go ahead and preach, King. Let's go ahead and preach. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe. Please hit the like, thumbs up, like, subscribe button. Go ahead and preach, King. Let me preach. In the Bible, it says, anything that's double-minded is unstable in all of his ways. That's what Scripture teaches. Meaning anything that's pulling this way, pulling that way, is unstable. You have to be linear focused. And right now, the Indiana Fever is unstable because you have one pulling Kelsey Mitchell way, and then when Caitlin Clark is on the court, you have someone else pulling that way. And this team does not have a true identity. One game, they will score 100 points. The next game, they're scoring 75. There's no consistency. There's no continuity. There's no chemistry within this team, and largely it is due because of coaching. And Coach Natalie for the Valkyries exposed Stephanie White tonight because let's be honest, this is getting to halfway point. This ain't like the NBA. They don't have like 82 games. They only got 40. So once they get to the All-Star break, we're in the playoffs. We're on the road to playoffs after the All-Star game. And now it's the time to be building the chemistry between your major players. Right now, it seems to be a disconnect between Queen Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Allen Iverson Mitchell. And I told y'all in the last video that Stephanie White wants to be Larry Brown Kelsey Mitchell wants to be Allen Iverson, and they want Caitlin Clark to be Eric Snow. And the problem with that is you cannot beat these good to great teams with that. You have to allow all three players, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, and Aaliyah Boston, to be the center point of your team and your offense. And right now, you have a staggered situation going on where it seems that the chemistry is off between the big three. It seems that either Kelsey and Aaliyah can have a big game, or Caitlin and Aaliyah can have a big game, or Caitlin and Kelsey can have a good game. Well, really, there hasn't been a Caitlin and Kelsey. It's very rare that Caitlin and Kelsey both have a great game this year. But when Indiana's at their best, all three of your big three have to play. And they have to play together. I don't know what it was that failed, but y'all pray that everything is safe. Something failed. I don't know what failed. Something failed. They have to play together. The chemistry has to work together. So when Kaylin is having an off shooting night, you have the most dynamic passer in the W. You have to trust her to be able to get the ball around. But that's not what Stephanie White wants. Stephanie White wants somebody to run her offense. And it works some of the time. But the reason why these young ladies are special, the reason why Caitlin is special, the reason why Kelsey is special, the reason why Aaliyah Boston is special, and at times Sophie Cunningham and Sexy Lexi, the reason why these ladies are special is at times either one of them can take over the game. They're their most dangerous when you are allowing them to play freely, openly, getting up and down the court. Now, I already know what they're going to say. This is what the haters say. They turned the ball over. Yes, that is often the product of getting the ball up and down the court. But when you're playing a team like the Golden State Valkyries, who's a defensive team but not really known for scoring, you have to run. You have to get up. You can't slow the ball down. You could do that against Phoenix because Phoenix doesn't, you could do that against Phoenix because Phoenix doesn't have the scores. They want to play the same way. But when you play New York, they have scores. When you play Minnesota, they have scores. When you play the Valkyries, one of the few teams that had defense, but they play such a team dynamic basketball that guess what? They get up there and everybody scores. So you have to play to your strengths. And this is why a lot of Caitlin Clark fans get upset with Stephanie White because she refuses to allow her players to play to their strengths. It was two times that Indiana looked pretty well tonight. They started out the game, running the offense. They was missing shots. They were over. Everybody was over. Caitlin was over. Kelsey Mitchell was over. Aaliyah was over. They were out of whack. Finally, Kelsey Mitchell goes on a little run when she's hitting, her shots, and she becomes special, and she elevates the team. When you go to the second half, they go Caitlin in the third quarter, goes on a little run, and she elevates the team. But what you do, you pull them out, You don't give him any type of continuity together. Now it seems like, hey, either Kelsey got to score or Kayla got to score, and we don't know what happened to Aaliyah tonight. Aaliyah just disappeared. You have to figure out how to get all three of them on the same page. And I have an idea of how this can happen. I have a great idea how this can happen. Maybe keep the ball in the person's hands that's the number one passer in the league. Maybe play to her strengths. I'm going to tell y'all something that's crazy. I'm going to tell y'all something that I've noticed, right? Let's go ahead and get to it. I'm going to tell you something that I noticed. The high pick and roll with Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston has become more deadly, right? And I'm going to tell you why the high screening roll has become more deadly. Because Aaliyah Boston has become an efficient three-point shooter. So now the defense doesn't know whether to drop with the screener or if the screener fades to play out and then give the lane open to Caitlin. If they drop with Aaliyah Boston, guess what? The lane is open to Caitlin. She can take. If they crush down, guess who you got open? You got Lexi, Cunningham, and Kelsey open. If they reverse rotate, then you get a layup. If they run out, you get a layup because you got somebody going to the basket. If you don't, you get a wide open three-pointer. That's just regular basketball. If Aaliyah crashes down, you pass it down. If they don't follow Aaliyah, they double Caitlin. It happened 3 times tonight where Aaliyah got wide open layups. When they double Caitlin just threw her the ball. She got wide open layups. But we refuse to run it every single time. But let me tell you what Natalie and Nakase did. Let me tell you what a good coach does. The good coach came out there tonight, and in the third quarter, Caitlin Sanity. Caitlin Chin turned to Jeremy Lin, and she had Chin Sanity tonight, and they just kept running high screen and roll, and Caitlin Chin was getting wide open layups every time. Over and over and over. And I was sitting there saying, no, they're not going to change. And they did not. Caitlin Chin got 14 points. Chin Sanity got 14 points because Natalie Nakase was smart enough to say, hey, they ain't going to stop it. I'm not going to keep running it. She's hot. Let her go. Mark, what's up, my brother? He said, if we run our team player like team like the Vows. The Vows are playing as a unit, but that's largely because the Vows have a great coach, and she's consistently outcoached Stephanie White pretty much every time they play. The only time Indiana has beaten the Valkyries if they have a superstar effort from Caitlin and Kelsey or one of the big threes. They have a superstar effort. But when it comes to coaching, she out-coaches Stephanie White every game. This was a coaching display by Natalie Nakase over Stephanie White. Now, did the team shoot horribly? Yes, we shot horribly tonight. Not too bad. We shot 40%. Yeah, we shot horrible. We fought 40% from the field. We did 38% from 3. They shot 51%. We shot 40%. They shot from 3. We actually shot a higher percentage from 3-point. We shot 36%. They shot 33%. They shot higher from the free throw line. But what happens is this. If your team doesn't get in any type of rhythm, and let me say this. Everybody talks about the games that they won. The reason we won was a player got hot, Sophie Cunningham got hot, and hit like 4 threes in a row, and we took a lead, and we went on to win. But before that, we was in trouble. This is what I'm saying, and I agree with you. What's up, Norman? How you doing? Thank you for watching. I agree with you. Norman says it's about the underdog hero, hence Kelsey Mitchell's selfie show, not winning basketball. That's what I'm trying to tell people. People say, Kelsey Mitchell, get Kelsey Mitchell, Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell plays great basketball, but when it comes to playing a great team, she can't do it by herself. When it comes to playing a great team, you need your big three to play like the big three. But it's hard to do that when 3 quarters, Caitlin Clark is on the bench for the entire, seems like the entirety of the first quarter. And by the end of the third quarter, Taisha Harris has more time than her. How long are we going to use minutes restriction as an excuse not to get Caitlin Clark in the game? Let's look at it. Let's see the minutes tonight. Let's say we'll play 22 minutes. Monique Billups, who gave us absolutely nothing. I don't know why Monique Billups is on the floor. We didn't even get Maisha Hines-Allen on the court tonight. Monique Billups is if she's not scoring, she had, oh my God. They kept giving turnovers to Caitlin Clark. Monique Billups had about 2 turnovers that hit her in the hands and went on the bounce. But they gave it to Caitlin. But Monique Billups, 25 minutes, 1 for 5, 20% field goal percentage, 5 rebounds, a -11. Her and Taisha Harris had the highest, her, Michaela Tipson, and Taisha Harris had the highest plus minuses out anybody else on the Fever tonight. But if you look at the time, she got 25 minutes, Caitlin got 25 minutes, and Taisha Allen ended up getting 18 minutes, but she had 17 minutes at the third quarter. And Caitlin had less minutes than her through 3 quarters. I was looking at it. I was like, dog, why does Taisha Harris have more time than Caitlin Clark? You know who didn't have? Listen, Aaliyah Bassa had 25 minutes. Monique Billups had 25 minutes. Caitlin had 25 minutes. Taisha Harris had 18 minutes. Sophie Cunningham had 27 minutes. Sophie was 3 for 7, 2 for 4 for 3-pointers. She was a -4, right? Michaela Tips had 19 minutes. She was a -14. She was 3 for 4, but she scored. She scored 6 points, right? 19 minutes, 27 minutes for Sophie, 25 for Caitlin, less for Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell had 35 minutes and 18 seconds. Kelsey Mitchell had 35 minutes. She had 10 more minutes than anybody else on the court other than Sophie Cunningham. She had 8 more minutes than Sophie. 8 minutes and 16 seconds more than Sophie. She had 10 more minutes than anybody else on the court. She had a -5. Caitlin had a -8. Aaliyah Boston had a +1. Aaliyah Boston shot 6 for 11 for 54%. She only got 11 shots. Kelsey Mitchell shot 7 for 16 for 43%. 15 plus 7 rebounds. And we're asking ourselves, why is Monique Billings in the game? It took Stephanie White there to the 4th quarter to say, man, let me get Monique Billings out there and play Sophie and Lexi both at the same time. Then she sat down Aaliyah Boston. We're sitting here scratching our heads like, Stephanie White, what are you doing? But listen, look at this. But let's go over to the Golden State Valkyries. Kayla Thornton, 31 minutes. Cynthia Selena-Osni, 18 minutes. I know I messed that name up. I'm trying to run through. Zandalazini. Zandalazini. There it is. Cecilia Zandalazini. That is tough. That is a tough twist. I tried to run through it. Cecilia Zandalazini. She got 18 minutes. Kia Stokes, 22 minutes. Gabby Williams, this is a bit 3. Gabby Williams, 27 minutes. Veronica Burton, 30 minutes. Janelle Salon, 21 minutes. Tiffany Hayes, 21 minutes. She allowed her star players to play star minutes. All of her star players played more than our star players, except for Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey A.I. Mitchell. Watch me. God, do the legs. There you go. You got to get your beep, to the layup. Right hand. She runs like a running back. She works out with the running backs in the offseason. Kelsey Mitchell. And I love Kelsey. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to talk about trades at the end of the video in a little bit. But I love Kelsey. I do. But Kelsey got to stop looking off Caitlin. I don't know what's going on between the two of them. I don't know what's going on. Kelsey does not. I mean, I don't know if she has trust in Caitlin shooting, or she would say, hey, I stand a better shot of shooting this than Caitlin does. But she looked off Caitlin a few times tonight. We need these three. We need Kelsey, Aaliyah, and Caitlin to get on the same page. And Stephanie White, as a coach, it is your job to make sure that this happens. It is your job as the coach to make sure that your team does not come out flat. How many times this year have the Indiana Fever come out and they're behind and they have to come and catch up? Or we get a lead and we lose the lead. When can we play a full game where we really display what we can do? I was listening to Sherry. Sherry said part of coaching is when to know when just to let them play. And I think that's the thing that's holding Stephanie White back for being a great coach rather than a mediocre coach. Well, let's say good. We ain't going to give it a ring. That stops Stephanie White from being a good coach from just being a mediocre or close to below mediocre coach. You got to know when you take your hands off and be like, let them play. Throw the rotations out the window. Let them play. Let's go get this game. Caitlin, you got to play 30 minutes tonight. Aaliyah, you got to play 30 minutes tonight. I know you got 3 fouls. Figure it out. Because you're going to need to do that in the playoffs. When the games count, they're going to need to figure out they might get in foul trouble. And you got to have that experience to say, hey, figure it out. We need the big 3 on the floor. Y'all need to rotate. Y'all got to figure this out. And this is what we don't have right now in Indiana. Now, I have to explain some stuff to you guys, right? I'm trying to figure out which direction I want to go with this topic here. Look at my notes. Let me look at my notes. I want to make sure I'm consistent with what I said. Let's first say, hey, congratulations to the Valkyries. They defeated the Fever. The Valkyries one of the hottest teams in the WNBA today. It was an interesting game. I wouldn't say necessarily it was an exciting game. It was kind of, at the end it got a little bit out of hand. But it was a decent game. I think Indiana came out cold. They didn't play well. They didn't have any continuity within the offense. I thought it was a decent game. Once again, I think Stephanie White got out-coached by Natalie. Natalie is amazing. She's an amazing coach. I mean, this team was a expansion team last year, and you see what they're doing this year. An amazing coach. She's worth the price of admission. I see why Golden State always sells out their games. I see why their fans are super excited. I see why the Warriors have jumped on the bandwagon and they're super excited because this team plays hard. They play the right way, and they have a coach that is super duper intelligent, and she will scheme you and beat you. I like some Natalie, man. Natalie is a fireball. She will beat you. She will scheme you out your game, and she's gonna attack your weaknesses, and she's gonna beat you. We were down by, 10 points, 12 points in the first quarter. Stephanie White was still sitting on the bench like this. Natalie Nakase had already worked up a sweat. Stephanie White was doing the opposite of what the fans doing. You know how the fans get up there, and the fans have they have to stand until Indiana hit a shot. The fans were standing, Stephanie White still was sitting there. We was down by 12. We was 12 to 2. 12 to 2. And it's getting to the point where she feels that in order for the team to get on cue, she has to take Caitlin out the game. And we're like, wait a minute, hold up. That's not what your job was. We didn't hire you for that. We did not hire, the Indiana Fever did not hire Stephanie White to tame Caitlin Clark. At least that's what the fans think. We thought that the fans thought that they brought in Stephanie White to be able to put the big three of Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, and Aaliyah Boston and build off of what Christy Size did. And what we've seen in the last 2 years is really degrading. We see them take a step back as a triplet to the point that some of us want to trade. You got Caitlin Clark fans saying, we want Caitlin traded. Put on another team. You got some saying, hey, we want Kelsey traded. Nobody's talking about this, though. But where we going to blame Unrival for Aaliyah Boston this year? Like, nobody's going to blame Unrival. Ain't nobody going to bring it up that Unrival. Aaliyah Boston got hurt playing in another league. And that's why she's, you know what I'm saying, she hasn't, shown a lot of consistency this year because she's been hurt. Like that leg injury wasn't a rival injury. It wasn't a WNBA injury. But we're going to talk about it. Like, nobody's going to talk about it. Am I going to be the first person to bring it up? That the Unrival League has hurt the WNBA this year? Who's that? My girl from Seattle got hurt in the Unrival? Like, is it in the contract this year now that they're millionaires that, hey, you can't play in another league? Somebody let me know in the comment. Is it the contract this year? Now that they've gone up in salaries and they got these $1 million? Speaking of salaries, this is a great segue to why Kelsey Mitchell gets preferential treatment. Y'all do know Kelsey Mitchell is like the highest paid player in the WNBA, right? Y'all do know that, right? I just want to let y'all know. Kelsey Mitchell is the highest paid player in the WNBA. And Kelsey Mitchell is making an annual supermax salary of $1.4 million a year. There's only 3 players doing that. That's Kelsey Mitchell, Nafisa Collier, and Asia Wilson. I think Fisa and Asia have long-term contracts. Now, this is the thing. And I'm gonna put this all together. Let me see if I can put this all together. This is the catch right now. Let me go ahead and put this all together. This is the thing about the Kelsey Mitchell situation. The reason why they keep going towards Kelsey, because Kelsey is making $1.4 million. Y'all know how much Caitlin is making this year? Anybody know? I'll give y'all a second. Anybody know? Chat. Anybody know what Anybody know what Caitlin's salary is this year for the WNBA? Somebody says we think it's best to CC to be traded. And who's that? Who's that? Who's this? Tony? Tony says, I think it's best for all parties CC to be traded. CC and Stephanie White system can't coexist. This is the problem. This is the problem. Kayla is making $528,000 this year. She was supposed before the new CBA. She was supposed to make $85,000, but they did get up to $528,000. Kelsey Mitchell is making $1.4 million. I think Aaliyah is making $1 million too, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Yeah, Aaliyah's making $1 million this season. She signed a 4-year deal worth $6.3 million. Contract extension with Indiana Fever. So I don't want to see Aaliyah playing it. Listen, Aaliyah Boston, I do not want to see you playing in a rival next year. It's dead. And playing in a rival's dead. You making $6.3 million over Indiana. If I'm Indiana, I have a clause in my I hope they have a clause. Y'all know these WNBA. Oh man, the business side of WNBA be slacking. Here, WNBA be slacking. But y'all gotta understand why the pecking order is the pecking order. It's about the money. Follow the money. Kelsey Mitchell is making $1.4 million. Aaliyah Boston is making $1 million. Caitlin Clark is only making $528 million. $528,000. So people are saying, oh, why does Kelsey Mitchell get preferential? Why they treat Kelsey Mitchell like Kelsey Mitchell makes the most money? She's one of top three players. They think Kelsey Mitchell is up there with Asia Wilson and Nakase Collier. I don't know how they think that, but they think that Kelsey Mitchell is as good as Nakase Collier and Asia Wilson. Now, both of those people have been in the finals. Both of those players have been MVPs. I love Kelsey Mitchell. And last year, she had a phenomenal run. But she's not old. I mean, come on now. So if anybody asks, why do they why they seem to be pushing Kelsey Mitchell so? Because she's the top player. Why none of the broadcast tells us this? Like, this is the thing about the WNBA broadcast, right? And I saw today, now, Tamika Kitchens was saying the right. She was right. I'm not saying you was wrong, Tamika Kitchens. But I do like the fact that you was criticizing the play. I don't think it's enough time that the analysts on the TV broadcast criticized the player's play. You criticized Caitlin a couple of times and said she should have made that pass to Kelsey when Kelsey's wide open. I heard you. And I'm with that. Well, my thing is this. Why y'all never say, hey, Kelsey Mitchell is the top player, one of the top three players. She's getting paid the Supermax, and she's a top three player, paid player in the WNBA. Why we don't never get that? I've not heard that on a broadcast yet. Kelsey Mitchell is making $1.4 million. She's making the same thing as Asia Wilson. She's making the same thing as Nakase Collier. I hear about her every broadcast. Oh, she trains and she runs downhill like a running back. Oh, she's an exceptional shooter. But none of y'all ever talk about the fact that she's making $1 million. She's making $1.4 million. So a lot of people wonder why Stephanie White has made Kelsey Mitchell their prize pupil as a player. Their golden goose, because she's making the most money at 32. So guess what? And I understand it. I want to get my money's worth too. So guess what? She's playing 10 more minutes than Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, your two young studs. Sometimes the worst coaches to coach superstar players are sometimes the worst coaches to coach superstar players are players who were borderline superstar, like Stephanie White was. Stephanie White was a borderline superstar. She was a superstar at college. She came to Indiana. She's a borderline superstar. She's a borderline. She's like on that cusp of being as good as the other ones, but she wasn't quite there. So sometimes they have a little. Then you throw in the fact that Caitlyn is, a part of the ABCD LGBT, so she's not a part of that too. Then you throw the part of the, because I told you last show. If y'all hadn't seen last show, go hit it last show. I think we just went over 1,000. That's crazy to me. We just went over 1,000. But thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. We started over, so I appreciate every person that's watching and taking their time. I appreciate those, right? I appreciate y'all that keep coming. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Parallel Post, Tony, Norman. Appreciate you guys in the chat so much. I love y'all. Thank you so much. If you take time, please hit the thumbs up for your boy. Please hit the thumbs up for your boy so we can get in the algorithm. But we know we still gonna give you the truth, baby. It's Katie. Let's go get it. This is the problem with Stephanie White. Stephanie White has to understand. Listen, you sit there and say, I have a generational player. But we don't believe that you believe that. We believe that you think your generational player is Kelsey Mitchell at 32. This organization has shown that they think that the generational player is Kelsey Mitchell at 32. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what's going to be the issue with Indiana getting in the playoffs. The issue with Indiana getting in the playoffs is this. Size. Because all they do, this is what the teams do. Every team does this against Indiana. They may not do it the whole game, but at some point in the game, every team does this. Caitlin Clark is 6 foot. Right? She's a tall guard for her position. Right? Caitlin Clark is 6 foot. That's tall for her position. Kelsey Mitchell, on the other hand, is 5'7". I think that's been, I don't know if Kelsey Mitchell is 5'7". 5'8". She's 5'8", and that's being gracious. She's 5'8", that's being gracious. Right? She's 5'8", being gracious. And Kelsey Mitchell is a bucket. But the problem is, the issue is this. What they do is they just swap. They put the big guard on Caitlin, and then they keep the point guard on Kelsey. Now, it works because what they can do is they feel like the point guard that they have can match speed with Kelsey. And they feel like the big guard can match physicality with Caitlin. So they feel like there's no mismatch there. There's no mismatch. Because you got speed on speed and size on size. Now, the smart thing for Indiana to do is to do what? Either get a big guard. Do like Chicago Bulls. You had 6'6" Michael Jordan, then you had 6'7" Ron Harper. You can't switch. Because if you switch, somebody's going to be at a disadvantage. Kind of makes sense, right? But because you have Kelsey Mitchell, all they got to do is just switch. Let the big guard play Caitlin. Let the point guard play Kelsey. Then on the other end, you got Kelsey trying to guard the likes of Ryan Howard. Tonight, you had Kelsey Mitchell out there trying to guard Gabby Williams. Gabby Williams is 5'11". She has a 3-inch advantage. Right? So all they did was switch Veronica Burton, Gabby Williams, y'all switch. And at times, they would even play the 3 on Caitlin tonight, which was Stokes. And Stokes is 6'3". Not Stokes. They'll play Thornton. They'll play Thornton on her. She's 6'1". So you got these guys that they can go size for size with you, and there's no advantage. We saw Zandalazini. Oh, that sounds like a sandwich. We saw Cecilia Zandalazini. Yeah, I'm trying to get it. Zandalazini. Cecilia Zandalazini, right? This is, I'm going to call it the Lazini. Lazzini was out there guarding Caitlin. She's 6'2". So they can switch. They can switch. Zelini and man, I'm making up a name for this girl. Lazzini. That's hilariously to me. The sandwich, right? Let's just call it a sandwich. Lazzini, Williams, Thornton, and Burton all can switch. They can run a switch. Those 4 players, Thornton, Lazzini, and Williams, they can all switch because guess what? Burton is going to stay on Kelsey Mitchell. How many times tonight, even when they didn't switch, how many times Kelsey Mitchell got blocked tonight? I know Gabby Williams had a nasty one. But this is the problem with what Indiana's doing. But Indiana is trying to feature Kelsey because Kelsey makes the most money. And Kelsey is smart. You know why Kelsey is smart? You know why they had to make Kelsey happy? Y'all know why they had to make Kelsey AI? She's a homegirl. She's their draft pick. She's the homegirl. They want to make her happy. You know why they got to make her happy? Because Kelsey's smart enough to keep signing 1-year contracts. After this year, guess what Kelsey is? A free agent. I ain't hating on Kelsey. Kelsey, get your money. When it's 2 years back to back, you don't have max contracts. I ain't hating on you now. Get your money. I'll buy it. I'll buy you getting your money. I ain't gonna never hate on you getting your money. But this is what they're not telling you. He said macaroni is hilarious, Mark. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. He said macaroni. That was a whack. But hey, that's still hilarious though. Kelsey Mitchell's getting $1.4 million. Let me ask you, all those Kelsey Mitchell, all the people that talk about Kelsey Mitchell's that. Do y'all think Kelsey Mitchell's on the same level as an Asia Wilson or Nafisia Collier? When she's worth 1.4, she's making the max, the super max. Are you saying she's in that echelon of basketball? Now, she's nasty. Now, don't get it twisted. This is not a hate Kelsey Mitchell video at all. It's nasty. This is an explanation of why Kelsey Mitchell keeps getting preferential treatment. Because Kelsey Mitchell is on a 1-year contract making the super max. And she deserved it. After last year, what she did last year, she deserved it. And this is no hate on Kelsey Mitchell. I would love to hang out. She seems like one of the coolest people in the world to hang out with. But let's just talk. We're just talking basketball now. So we ain't talking. This has nothing to do with character or anything. We're just saying, hey, basketball-wise on the court, this is why this could be the reason. Let me say allegedly. I am of the opinion, to make sure, so for legal reasons, my lawyer will be like, hey, man, can you make sure you say allegedly. But I am of the opinion that Kelsey Mitchell gets this treatment because she is one of the highest. She is the highest player in the WNBA. The Indiana Fever looks at Kelsey Mitchell as a super duper star. They look at Kelsey Mitchell as a super max basketball player. That's the way the Indiana and the Fever views Kelsey Mitchell. They view her even more at this point in her career. They understand she's not as important as Caitlin Clark, but she's just I'm not even going to say that. I think they see her, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark about like this. Now, Stephanie White sees Kelsey Mitchell up here and Caitlin Clark about right here, right? Stephanie White loves Kelsey Mitchell. That's her darling, right? That's her darling. But I think the organization says, hey, yeah, we think Kelsey Mitchell is right up there with Caitlin. This is the funny thing, though. If I'm Indiana, now let's get to the trade because I'm getting ready to out here, right? We're almost at an hour. If I'm Indiana, everybody keeps saying this, and this is one thing I do hate about some of my guys. I ain't gonna call no names. There's one thing I hate about some of my Caitlin Clark guys out there. some of the clickbait. I get it, man. You get to a point where you're doing this and you're doing this for a living and you got bills and you need these views. I understand. Trust me, I understand. But some of this clickbait that y'all been saying, if you really know, you like, nah, they ain't gonna happen. Like I seen some of them guys saying Caitlyn gonna get traded to the LA Sparks, and I'm looking at y'all like, man, this is probably a 5% chance of that happening ever. Like back off that all the way. You got like 2 weeks. You got the August. You got August 3rd. The deadline's August 3rd. You got 2 weeks. Now, in order for that to happen, Indiana had to pretty much lose every game. Now, I'm gonna tell you why Indiana is not gonna trade Caitlyn Clark. I know some of y'all gonna be upset. I know. I get it. I know. But I'm gonna tell you why now. Indiana. I'm gonna give you some reasons why Indiana is not trading Caitlyn Clark, and I'm gonna give you the big one. Okay. So you heard it here first. Indiana's not trading Caitlyn Clark, and let me preface this and say this year. Now 2028, possibly, but 2027, this year, 2026, 2027, next year, possibly. This year, no way. No way. 0%. I'm saying I say 5 to 10% just to be like, hey, anything is possible. But I'm really feeling like it's 0% they're not trading Caitlyn Clark this year. 0%. Y'all might as well get rid of it. They'll fire Stephanie White before they trade Caitlyn Clark. Actually, I really think they'll trade Kelsey Mitchell before they trade Caitlyn Clark. I just don't see that happening. When on trade Kelsey, they have to find somebody with similar things. Now, we know it's not going to be the Sparks. Why you say you know it's not going to be Sparks? Because, number one, the Sparks have nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing that Indiana wants. Nothing. They don't have draft picks. They don't have draft collateral. They don't have a player. They have absolutely nothing that Indiana wants that they feel like value is on par with Caitlyn Clark. That's number one. That's number one. There's nothing that Indiana wants from the Sparks. Absolutely nothing. There's not a player. There's not. I'm here for good. Listen, there's absolutely nothing that they want from the Sparks. Not a Gumake. No, it's absolutely nothing. Now, if they make a trade, something like that, like a Gumake for a Billups or something like that, if I see anything, I think the Sparks is selling, right? Because I'm telling y'all, this is nothing there they have. They don't want Brink. They might do a trade for Brink and somebody else. Might be a package there, but it's not going to be Caitlyn. Because there's nothing that the Sparks have that equals Caitlyn Clark. They say you hope Caitlyn goes to Toronto. That might work, yeah. But they have nothing. Everybody talking about, oh, she's going to LA Sparks. I'm like, what is Whitlock talking about? The Sparks have nothing to trade. What are they going to trade for? Kelsey Plum? God, no. They're not trading Kelsey Plum for Caitlyn Clark. It's not going to happen. Never. Oh. Area Atkins? They have no assets that is legitimately for Caitlyn Clark right now. None. And their record's too good where they don't, they might not get their first pick. Now, I do believe LA Sparks is going to sell the rest of the year. I think they're selling. We all know why LA's selling. Anybody know why LA's selling? Anybody? They saying Washington. Washington could be interesting to get Citron. I could get a package for Citron. Malaysia? Was it Maya? I like Maya now. I do like her. She's young, but she's coming off an injury, a big ACL injury. I like her though. I think she's gonna be something. But I just don't see. I don't see a LA Sparks. So anybody's talking about Caitlyn to LA, it's gonna have to be a lot. It's got to be a third team. I don't even know if WNBA does 3-team trades. Does it? Let's look it up. Does the WNBA do 3-team trades? Let me look it up. Trades. Okay, they can do it. They do. They can't do a 3-team trade. It would have to be a 3-team trade, but I don't know with who. I don't know with who. That's number one. They don't have the Sparks don't have enough value. But that's not the big reason. That's number one. Sparks don't have anything. There's nothing on the Sparks that I really believe interests Indiana. Indiana needs a big. Now, unless they're giving up Cameron Brink, but we're not trading Caitlin Clark for Cameron Brink. That's ridiculous. No, we're not going to do that. No, that's not going to happen. Now, we might trade Sophie Cunningham and we might trade Lexi Hull and Monique Billups and Maisha Hines Allen for Cameron Brink. That would be a great trade. I like that trade. That works for me. But I don't think LA is giving it to Cameron Brink. Right? Now, if LA was smart, they would have kept Rakia Jackson. Now, if you got Rakia Jackson and Cameron Brinks, that's a combination you might go, you know what? But they still would trade it. All right, let's go. That's number one. Number two, the Fever believe that they have a big three with Caitlin, Kelsey, and Aaliyah Boston. They believe they believe that that's the big three, right? They believe that. That's the big three. And this is another reason why the Fever will not trade Caitlin Clark right now. For what I just said earlier. Kelsey Mitchell is only on a 1-year contract. Kelsey Mitchell could leave next year. If they trade Caitlin and then Kelsey Mitchell leaves next year, that just leaves who? Aaliyah Boston and whatever assets you got back in the trade. So it's not going to happen. I don't, like, these is just common sense. Like, you can tell that, no disrespect, y'all. I love y'all, my guys. Y'all my guys. But y'all clickbaiting that. Y'all clickbait. That's clickbait. Y'all know that's not happening. Y'all know. Even today, my boy was like, baby, they going to trade Kelsey Plum. They got rid of the GM and Sparks, and they going to get the assets that they need to get Caitlin. I'm looking at you like, dog, that's way too much. That's way too much. That's way too much. That's way too much. Secondly, the Indiana Fever feel like they have a big three. And Kelsey Mitchell's on a 1-year contract. After this year, Kelsey Mitchell can leave. Think about that. Now, a lot of people will be happy. A lot of people will be sad. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm just telling you the logistics of the contracts that after this year, Kelsey Mitchell could leave. All right? So, what you don't want, you got Caitlin locked up through 2028. If Kelsey leaves, you're okay because you still got Caitlin Clark and you got Aaliyah Boston. You can bring in another third player, and you've just freed $1.4 million in contract. So you can bring in a nice veteran player, a nice third option to play with them. So that's the second reason they're not getting rid of Caitlin Clark. And the last and final reason is this. Y'all know the business. Y'all know Indiana got like 40 national televised games. Y'all think the WNBA gonna let that happen? Indiana Fever. Hold on. They have 44 Indiana Fever games this year broadcast nationally. Who you think do you honestly think that their broadcast partners and the people, ABC, ESPN, USA Network, Prime Video, y'all think Ion? I still don't know where Ion came from. Ion just appeared when the WNBA came on, right? I have no idea. All I know, this is Caitlin Clark on Ion. I was like, God, where's Ion? I didn't know it was a station called Ion, right? NBC, Peacock, CBS, all them jokers want Caitlin Clark. They want the biggest draw on their screen. That's why they gave Indiana 44 regular season games to be nationally broadcast. And that's why the rest of the league is still trying to beat up Caitlin Clark to do that. Y'all know that? He said Billings is nowhere north of 800K game. You got to be kidding me. I know Billings is not making 800K. I really don't think Billings should be starting. I think KK should start. I want to see KK and Aaliyah together. Let me see what they can do together. Either they bring Hines Allen off the bench or bring Billings off the bench. Billings has been like a huge disappointment this year. Which also shows, too, because y'all know what Billings played last year. Y'all know she played last year, right? And was balling last year. I'm just saying, like, but she's playing with a real coach. Oh, we got a super chat. Oh, my brother, AR. Bro, I appreciate it so much, man. I'm about to pay tithes. Thanks, AR. What's going on, my bro? How you doing, man? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope the fam doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that so much, dog. I appreciate it. That means so much to me. Man, we had 100 views. Man, thank y'all. But at 1:30 in the morning, it's crazy. Wherever you are, man. Yeah, hey, let's do a roll call. Where you guys are from. Put it in the group chat. Put your chat. X. Put it in the chat. Let me know where you guys are from. Right? Let's roll call. But that's why they're not trading Caitlin Clark. So I don't know where all these guys talking about. They're gonna trade Caitlin Clark. She going to the Sparks. I'm like, no, she's not. How? She got 40. The female got 44 nationally televised games. Do you know how upset the partners would be if Indiana comes out and trades Caitlin Clark? Now let me say something to you, dude, about this, because the WNBA is a league of entitlement, and these jokers don't care. They show, especially when it comes to Caitlin, they really don't give a flip. You know what I'm saying? When they show the propensity not to give a flip about Caitlin. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we gotta give them the horn. We ain't giving the horn. Wait. No, that's not the horn, guys. That's not the horn. Thank you. That's the horn. Shout out to AR. Said $10. Tell him, King. He said, tell him. Thank you. All super chats will be read live. You get a special horn. Thank you guys so much, man. You help us continue to do the show and bring you this content. Man, thanks, AR, so much, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Iowa in the building. Washington's in the building. Man, they said Mo was a 5. KK has been solid. Kayla K has been solid, man. There's nobody. I think KK is one of the most athletic players in the WNBA. Bar none. But, yo, this is crazy. They're like, oh, Caitlin Clark is going to be traded. Caitlin Clark is not being traded this year. Maybe next year. Maybe 27. Maybe 28. But, man, these partners will go. They will have a fit. They may sue the WNBA if any trade Caitlin Clark. 45 nationally televised games. You know what I'm saying? Listen, that's a historic record for the most nationally televised games by any WNBA team. It's a record. No other WNBA team in the history where they ain't had much national WNBA. Hey, nobody's watching WNBA. They had nationally televised games before this like this. But, yo, 44 is a record, right? That's a record. And that's largely because of who? Cece. Right? So, the WNBA had no games on national television anyway. But I'm just saying, like, now, I only think the finals, like, before Kaylee here, I only think the finals on national television. That was like the five before Kaylee got here. The WNBA was on ESPN the Ocho. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even, nobody knows that they were playing. You know what I'm saying? But they got 44. This is a record. They're not trading Caitlin Clark. Listen, man. They rather Caitlin Clark be hurt on the sideline, clapping in a jogging suit and showing her on film. Then they'll get more ratings doing that. They're televising the rest of these WNBA games. Let's give it a buck. They get more viewership with Caitlin Clark being in the jump shoe on the sideline clapping. They're gonna show that 20 times at the game. If Caitlin Clark ain't playing, they're gonna show the. That is more exciting than watching some of these other WNBA players play in the league. That's what I be trying to tell these folks to talk about. Oh man, so and so is the face of the league. I was like, who? Aces feels 2.5. Oh, they actually put those ratings out. You know, they've been hiding the ratings this year. WNBA's been smart about that. Toronto in the building. What's going on, Toronto? The Six is in the building. Washington's in the building. Iowa's in the building. Yo, we're doing roll call. Let me know where you're from, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe also. We're in overtime. But I'm just saying, like, can we talk for real? Can we have a good time tonight? At the end of the day, my boy Alex came through, man. He done made my night again. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell you that. But hey, at the end of the night, this joint here is crazy. So I just want people to know, like, hey, y'all gotta start with the. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Cause I'm gonna try not to give y'all clickbait. Now, if I have an opinion or I have an idea or something like that, I may do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna give y'all clickbait. I'm trying not to give y'all clickbait. You know what I'm saying? If I got a crazy, because y'all know I got outlandish ideas sometimes. If I have an idea, but normally I'm gonna try to have it based upon something that I see or I read, or based on something factual where I can back it up, right? Like if I be talking about giving my opinion on how Stephanie White feels about Kelsey Mitchell and how the organization feels about Kelsey Mitchell is based upon, hey man, I'm seeing she's getting paid the Supermax. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh yeah, we definitely got to talk about Kareem. Kareem was out of pocket. And y'all know that's my guy. I'm a Laker fan. But Kareem was out of pocket. But we're definitely talking about the, you know, I'm basing it off the fact that I'm saying, okay, wait a minute, I'm looking at these numbers, and she's making double what Caitlin Clark is making. Almost triple. Right? I'm looking at these numbers that Leah Boston is making. They've invested more money into them, even though Caitlin Clark has made them more money. Right? And sometimes what you invest in, you have a little bit more of a loyalty to or a responsibility to. You know what I'm saying? And they're looking at Caitlin like, all right, cool. These young ladies re-signed with us, and they got this money. We're going to wait to see if you're going to re-sign and show that same type of loyalty to the organization. And that's cool. But I just think that, hey, man, she's making it up with the fans that she's putting in the stands. You guys are going 15 to 17,000 every time you play. Everybody else in the league is got 8 to 10. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tony, man. Tony said he's in the 6 Toronto. So that's what it is. I don't know if you guys saw what Kareem said today or what has dropped. There's 2 things that I want to talk about. And y'all brought it up freestyle tonight, so we go. This is the overtime. We're going to the overtime, guys. Give me a little music. All right, so let's go to overtime. Let's go to overtime. Now, I don't know if you guys saw. Now, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar made some interesting remarks today. Very interesting remarks. And I don't know if you guys saw the remarks that Kareem made, but they were super duper 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 interesting. And what Kareem says, I'm going to tell you what he said, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. What happened was Kareem basically got out of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has everything right to say about A'ja Wilson is a better basketball player than Caitlin Clark. But what Kareem said, Wilson a 4-time WNBA MVP, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 8-time All-Star, 3-time League Champion. She's the most decorated player. And I keep telling people she's the most decorated player in the WNBA right now. There's no argument against that. Right? Now, let's not be stupid like Agumake. Like, Gina Agumake of ESPN talking about she's greater than Tom Brady. It's like, y'all heard? Yeah, that's what she said. She said that A'ja Wilson is greater than Tom Brady. I'm like, I don't think so, right? But that's what she was saying. Now, Kareem comes in, and he says that Caitlin Clark is a very good, possibly even a great player, but argued that labeling one player the face of the league without on-court and cross-platform dominance of a Michael Jordan and LeBron James is insulting to other great players, right? That's what Kareem said. So he was saying that the face of the league basically is Asia Wilson. Now I'm looking for the exact quote. Hold on, let me see if I can find the exact quote. I'm writing on the Substack. This is what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said. Let me read. This is about Complex. Complex says Kareem Abdul-Jabbar says calling Caitlin Clark the face of the WNBA insults other players. The NBA legend praised Clark's talents, but argued the label disrespects Asia Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and the WNBA stars who built the league before her rise. The latest voice weighed in on Caitlin Clark debate is one of basketball's biggest legends. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is pushing back against the growing narrative that Clark has already become the face of the WNBA, arguing that the label overlooks accomplishments of stars who spent years building the league before the NBA Fever Guard even arrived. Writing on his Substack, Abdul-Jabbar said recent congressional letters praising Clark prompted an immediate double take. My first reaction to this letter was to check the calendar and make sure it was an April Fool's, he wrote. Right? Abdul made clear that the criticism wasn't directed at Clark's talent. Instead, he argued that elevating any second-year player above an established generation of champions sends the wrong message. Don't get me wrong. This is Abdul-Jabbar. This is what he said. This is a quote. Don't get me wrong. Clark is a very good, possibly even great player, he wrote. But calling anyone player the face of the league, absent of the sort of on-court cross-platform dominance of Michael Jordan or LeBron James, is an insult to an awful lot of great players. To make his case, Abdul-Jabbar pointed to the resumes of several WNBA veterans. He's singled out Asia Wilson, whose career already includes 3 WNBA championships, 4 MVPs, while also highlighting stars like Breanna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Chessia Gray, and Alyssa Thomas as players who spent years establishing themselves among the league's elite. His comments arrive as Clark remains the center of virtually every major WNBA conversation, including 44 nationally televised games of her teams. In recent weeks, the Fever star has been involved in debates over physicality, officiating, player safety, and media coverage, even in politics after 11 members of Congress sent a letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, which we found out today would not have suspended Alyssa Thomas if the NBA commissioner had not stepped in and made her suspend her. The NBA had to step in. Now that's crazy. We're gonna get back to Kareem, but that's crazy. The NBA had to step in, and man, I was trying to say this for tomorrow, but we here, so let's go ahead and do it. Losing it on the ref today. All right, we'll get to that too. All right, so now y'all got a lot. Okay. Is this 2.5 million? All right, viewers this weekend. That was a good look. Let's go here. What did you think of CC going off on the ref today? We'll get to that in a second too. Okay, so we got some questions. We're gonna hit those two. So y'all asked about the Kareem, so let's get to Kareem. Then we'll come back to the refs and your other posts. If you have a post, you have a question or a topic you want to talk about in here, put it into the chat. We'll go ahead and do it. It's put it in the chat. We'll go ahead and get into it. Okay, so let's talk about Kareem. I get what he's saying, right? And I'm not one to disrespect my elders ever, right? I will say that I don't agree with him because even with all those accolades that Asia Wilson has, my question is, what do you mean the face of the league? Like, are you saying, like, it's a broad context in which we're talking when we talk about the face of the league? Are you talking about the most popular? Are you talking about the best player? Are you talking about one with the most accolades? Are you talking about all those things? Because you can have all those things working for you and still not be the face of the league. Like Allen Iverson was the face of the NBA, and he never won a championship. He has his own era. LeBron James was the face of the NBA for a while without having a championship. Well, yeah, I guess with Kobe, right? It was a debate. Was it LeBron or Kobe? You know, you had the dolls, the Kobe doll. Which one is it, Kobe? You know, you had the whole thing set up for LeBron versus Kobe in the championship with Chris Rock and the doll and everything. And guess what? You know, LeBron lost to LeBron does what LeBron does. He lost to Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard ruined all that. So it's a broad term, and I think you have to really define what you mean when you say the face of the league. Right? if we're talking about the face of the WNBA when it comes to programming, media, and I think when you think of the face, you think about a player that has it all into one, who's an MVP candidate, who also has the media, the numbers, and accolades, right? And let's not act like Caitlin doesn't have any accolades. She's a Rookie of the Year. She was a MVP candidate in the rookie year. She's the number one player to get to the most assists, 600 assists the quickest. She has the most three-pointers, most assists in the season. So it's not like she doesn't have any accolades. But if you stack her against Asia Wilson, who's been in the league longer, yes, but that still doesn't make Asia Wilson the face of the league. Because guess what? You can put Asia Wilson on without Caitlin Clark, and she's not doing 2.5 million views. Everybody say it was Caitlin and Angel Reese. But when Caitlin was on and Angel had to do it by face, the numbers fell. You got to go by the numbers tell you. So I get what he's saying, but I think most of us would say, hey, there's a point in time where Shaquille O'Neal was the most dominant player in the NBA. I still don't think he was the face of the league, though. Could have been. I guess Shaq probably was. I know. Still think it was Allen Iverson. Shaquille O'Neal was the most dominant player in the NBA, but it still Allen Iverson is the face of the league at the time. The braids, the crossover. Because face of the league means impact. Who's the most impactful, most, you know what I'm saying? Even when Jordan became in the face of the league, he could be Detroit. He could be Detroit. Someone said they don't think Kareem cares about the WNBA face of the league. He could be Detroit. So I'm saying at the end of the day, Kareem has. I get what he's saying, but this is my issue though. I'm really trying to figure out if I really want to say this. I really don't want to jump off this bridge, but I'm about to jump off this bridge. It is popular right now in the black community to hate on Caitlin Clark. It is. It is really popular. It's almost a badge of trying to I know that's hard, right? I know I lost a couple of you there. That's cool, but I'm being honest. Let's keep it a buck. Let's have a conversation. Can we have a tough conversation? Can we have a real and tough conversation about this? Can we have an honest conversation? A lot of people don't like honesty. They like to hide behind they like to hide behind being, they don't like that. They like to hide behind narratives. Right? But we have an honest conversation. It's popular amongst not the leftist community to hate against Caitlin Clark. It's become very political. Right? That's why I made the video that, hey, Caitlin Clark has probably more black fans than anybody else in the W. Right? So to perpetuate a narrative, both sides has kind of dug their feet in the dirt. You got the nationalists dug their feet in, then you got the liberals that have dug their feet in the dirt too. Right? So if I love Caitlin Clark, I'm on this side. If I don't like Caitlin Clark, I'm on that side. Right? And what you're seeing is a lot of people choosing. Hey, Norman, you hit it on the head, my brother. You got a lot of people who are choosing their sides, and I'm like, I'm just a Caitlin Clark fan, man. I'm a fan. Like, she had me at hello. You know what I'm saying? Before I saw her race or anything like that, I just like the spunk. I just like that. I like when she goes crazy like she went off on the referee tonight. I thought that was dope. I was like, yes. I like when she followed. But I think this is my issue, Caitlin. I have a couple of issues with Caitlin that I need to get at. Caitlin, run back on defense when you turn the ball over. Don't be jogging. Get back. I need effort when you turn the ball over. You need to get back on D now. That is something that would frustrate me, and I will pull you out the game too if you're not getting back on defense. Caitlin, when you turn the ball over, get back on defense. You turned it over, so at least you should have full effort. It's like you be pouting running out. Nope, I can't have that. You got to get back on defense if you turn the ball over. If I was your coach, I would definitely pull you out the game and be like, hey, man, you turned the ball over and then didn't even run back to stop the defense. You know what I'm saying? You got to get back and stop defense. Don't get a cheap foul, but also you got to stop the penetration for getting to the basket, right? That's one thing. Second thing I said, Caitlin Clark's defense. This is the problem I have with defense. Caitlin Clark, I think, is the defense sometimes, right? So this is what it is, right? She outthinks the defense sometimes. So rather than switching and taking the player, she'll stay on her person. I see that. Like, I see certain things. I'm not a homer to say she plays a perfect game. This is not that. But she had me at hello. She had me at hello. I didn't care if she was white, Mexican, indifferent. I love the game. I love the sport. And it actually was an added bonus that she was white. I was like, God. I was like, yo, who's this young lady right here? She was busting tail. When she went against South Carolina, I was sitting there like, oh, man, Doug Staley them was about to kill. Man, Caitlin Clark went out there was busting tail. They're talking trash. I'm like, yeah, I like her. She's pulling up for the freak. Man, I was like, yo, homie cold. Right? I was like, man, I'll watch it again. I was like, when she play again? She had her running and jump, put stop. Man, please. I was like, yeah, that's the one. That's the most exciting thing I've seen in women's sports in a long time. She had me at hello. But it seems somebody said Paige will end her career effortlessly. Listen. Y'all got to stop, because my overtime, y'all be giving away my shows, man, because I put on too much in one show, right? I be trying not to put everything in one show. I'm about to get off. Because I be trying to because y'all be bringing up topics that I really wouldn't even want to talk about, right? But so let's get to it. But nah, it's become a political thing where it's become a liberal and a conservative situation, right? And it's kind of sad because Caitlin is caught in the middle of it, and because she leans more conservative, we think she leans more conservatively. That's why a lot of conservatives like her, and the liberals be like, oh, we can't rock with her. But it's basketball, man. It's basketball. But I would say this, to be the face, you have to be polarizing. And there's no bigger polarizing name in basketball than Caitlin Clark. I guarantee you walk on the street and you say, hey, do you know Paige Beckers? They might say, yeah. But the average person don't know who Paige Beckers is. But the average person knows who Caitlin Clark is. You go, hey, you know Asia Wilson? They be like, what? Listen, man, before Caitlin Clark got to the this is a true story. This is embarrassing, but it's true. It took me a whole 6 months to stop saying Aja. Go watch my first videos. I was calling her Aja Wilson. Aja Wilson. She had won a couple championships by then. Somebody says there's a lag between my video and whatever. Hey, man, we almost done now, Willie. We had to catch up on the next one. But thank you, Willie. I appreciate that. But that's the thing. That's the thing. I appreciate that, Willie. We'll work on that. It's on our second show back, so we'll work on it, Willie. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. Hit the like and subscribe. They say hit the refresh. And it has been. ARCC, and let's talk about, because y'all remember the horrible WNBA commissioner, who is the worst commissioner in all. Somebody else finally said that. I've been trying to get y'all to say that. They be taking it easy on these leagues. And I be like, nah, they want they want equality. No, don't they want equality. You know what I'm saying? The Bible said treat them like that. No, we not. We're giving them equal. We're giving them equal work. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're giving them equal work. And I've been telling y'all for the longest that Kathy Engelbert was the worst commissioner in all of sports. All of sports. She is trash. She is horrible. I mean, I don't care, woman, man, or whatever she is. Doo-doo. Boo-boo. Feces. As a commissioner. As a commissioner. She is horrendous. Horrendous. It seems like she don't have a spine. She definitely David Stern. David Stern call you, let you know I'm firing you. Hey man, listen man, this is your fire gonna be. You keep talking about making it. David Stern was about that life. David Stern was gangsta out here in these streets. Not Captain Engelbert. They be talking. Listen, the players be talking noise. Caitlin got a direct face today. I love Caitlin. Caitlin that with the flu in David Stern NBA dog. You know what I'm saying? You might have, Kenny, you might have been suspended for 3 games for that. You know what I'm saying? David Stern would have called the replay and say, hey, man, you give her a ticket and get up out of there. They're not playing. Captain Engelbert is the worst commissioner in all the sports. All the sports. Y'all heard that Silver had to call, Adam Silver of the NBA had to have discussions with Captain Engelbert to persuade her to suspend Alyssa Thomas after the clap incident. She was not going to do it. She was not going to do it. Adam Silver from the NBA had to step in and clean up the mess with Captain Engelbert. If Captain Engelbert would have did nothing, y'all think it would have been bad. Y'all think it's bad now. Y'all know how bad it would have been if Captain Engelbert would have done nothing with the Alyssa Thomas? Now they was going to protest at these games. Adam Silver had to step in. The mess that goes into the W would go on in no other organization. No other league would deal with the mess that goes on in the WNBA. 0%. I'm in my zone right now. 0%. None of that. These refs wouldn't be this horrible. Right? The picking on the star wouldn't be like this. Because you're going to lose your job. You're going home. Man, listen, man. If David Stern was running the WNBA right now, WNBA would be like, out of here. David Stern, man, listen. That's how we know Allen Iverson was the face of the NBA. Because David Stern said, Allen Iverson, you got to dress up. He said, our ratings are going down. People are losing interest. Listen, you got to change the way you dress. I ain't going to tell you. All right, I'm going to fine you every time you don't wear I'm going to fine you every time. You can't do that. We got a players agreement. Listen, man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm going to fine you every time. Come on, Dave. Meet us halfway. At least I got to wear a tie. You got to wear a tie, but you got to dress up. You're not going to be out here wearing these outfits, looking at hoodlum every time. David Stern wasn't playing that. But Captain Engelbert, y'all come on. Do what you. Them players talk about the refs. Man, listen, man. Talk about the refs you want to. You got a $30,000 fine coming home. Kathy is the worst. I agree. JS, I agree. Kathy Engelbert is the worst commissioner in all the sports. She has no spine. Them players talk to her. They call her by her first name. Y'all heard what Alyssa Smith said? Alyssa Smith said, hey, I didn't hear from Kathy. Captain wasn't even warm enough to call me to give me the fight. Man, I wish David Stern was alive. David Stern was turning over this grave. David Stern would have been on the phone with her that night. Like, hey, man, it's 5 games. If you keep talking, I'm going to make it 10. Matter of fact, come on out here and fly here to New York to the thing so I can meet with you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm coming to you. You want me to come to you or you going to come fly to me? David Stern was playing that. Adam Silver is a little bit more lenient. Adam Silver is not David Stern either. He's a lot more lenient. But David Stern is about the overall, about the dollar. David Stern is about building the NBA to be the biggest brand that he could find. And guess what he did? He found Michael Jordan. He said, hey, listen, Detroit had 2 years of beating up Michael Jordan. He saw the ratings on that. He said, man, listen, the ratings go down with Michael Jordan going to the playoffs. Oh, no. We're not doing that. Listen, we're going to put these flagrant fouls in here. You flagrant foul, you're going to get a fine, and we're going to suspend you. We're going to get your guy out of the game. You do it, you're out of the game. Pull him out of the air, he's out of the game. And then he found the reason. He said, hey, player safety. Now, Kathy Engelberg, you got the reason to be like, hey, if you touch Caitlin, you out the game. Player safety. But you refuse to do it. Now, let's go to another thing. Because I've been on so freak now. Listen to me now. Listen to me. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Before I say this, I didn't like and subscribe for this one. I didn't like and subscribe for this one. I'm going to show you how ridiculous the WNBA is. I'm going to show you right now how ridiculous the WNBA is. Now, I don't know if y'all saw this story. Hold on, I want to make sure I get this right. I'm going to show you the difference. This is how trash the WNBA is, right? Okay? Let me show y'all how lenient, how bad Kathy Engelberg is, and how she has no control over her league. None. Let me show you. The San Antonio Spurs. Listen to the story. I just want to hear y'all's story. The San Antonio Spurs fired the TV play-by-play announcer, Jacob Toby, on July 26th after his ex-girlfriend used Instagram account to accuse him of cheating on her with Lauren Waters. Lauren Waters is the sister of Lindy Waters, who played for the Spurs during the 25-26 season. The cheating allegations in the photo strip appearing to show Toby and Waters kissing were posted to Toby's Instagram stories. Shortly after the screenshots went viral, Front Office Sports reported that the Spurs organization has officially parted ways with the broadcaster. Neither Toby nor the franchise have commented publicly about a reported dismissal, though the situation has sparked widespread public debate regarding the boundaries between personal misconduct and workplace employment. Now, let me explain to you what just happened. And then we're going to make the parallel between the WNBA and the rest of the world, right? This is how bad this is. Listen, San Antonio Spurs fired the play-by-play announcer. Not a player, not somebody, a coach, not a trainer, none of that. They fired the play-by-play announcer for sleeping with a player's sister. Not his girlfriend, not his wife, his sister. They fired him because his girlfriend, not his girlfriend, not his wife, his ex-girlfriend, found out he was cheating with the player's sister. At the end of the day, they fired him, right? A couple of years ago, they fired Ime Udoka for being a coach and sleeping with somebody in the thing. Now, allegedly, this is a president's wife or somebody. He slept with somebody. He's somebody's wife, right? Not, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff. They fired him. He was no longer working there in the NBA. Right now, they're in New England. The head coach of the New England Patriots is going through a tumultuous time. A lot of people calling for his jobs because he slept with an analyst, not a part of the New England Patriots, an analyst. You know what I'm saying? And they're calling for his job. But some kind of way in the WNBA, you got players like Alyssa Smith and the Wanda Bonner that are able to kiss and hug and be in a relationship on the WNBA team. You got a player like your girl, Paige Beckers, and Ozzy Fun to allegedly be in a relationship, and ain't nobody in the league thought that this is a bad idea. We had a situation where we had Dejanay and old girl that plays for the Aces now, who was in a relationship on the same team. And you know what they were saying? Oh, isn't that lovely? I'm looking at them like, wait a minute. If this was any other sports league or organization, they would be fired. Paige Beckers would not be playing if we found out that she was having a relationship with a rookie player in the NBA. Y'all don't think that's a conflict of interest? Is that not workplace fraternization? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This is the worst ran organization. Now they're trying to kick me off. This is the worst ran sports league in the world. They're publicly going out and be like, that's my boo. Publicly. They doing newspaper articles. And you know what the agendas are telling us? Oh, that's fine. That's okay. But as soon as a man go out there and sleep around, ain't got nothing to do with you. When that man does in his home, has nothing to do with you. When he does in his bedroom, the bedroom is under fire. Ain't got nothing to do. He ain't sleep with nobody from the organization. He slept with a broadcaster. The dude, and they want his job. But y'all got these women out here strapping up. Y'all got these women out here strapping up. You know what I'm saying? They out here having these orgies and everything, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Gotta say allegedly. And y'all not saying a word. Y'all think it's cute. This is the worst. And they're doing it openly. I don't want to hear anybody else. I don't want to hear Stephen A. I don't want to hear ESPN. I don't want to hear Fox. I don't want to hear anybody else talk about any coach, any man, anything about fraternization in the organization until y'all start talking about the WNBA fraternizing on the same team. Y'all saying Paige Beckers is the new face of the W. Well, how is she able to be the new face of the W? She was the number one pick, and now her girlfriend is the number one pick this year? They tried to cut me off there. I don't want to hear it. Y'all got to stop this mess. Oh, it is. Oh, they going to the strip club. They stripping the players. Yeah, hey, overtime is crazy. Y'all got to stay with me for overtime. Y'all sitting up here talking about all this other stuff. And I'm looking at y'all like, y'all ain't seeing this fraternization in the organization and y'all ain't going to talk about this. Oh, my God. They fired the commentator for sleeping with a player's wife, a player's sister. And he wasn't even married. His ex-girlfriend exposed him. They wasn't married. They fired him in the NBA. Man, these chicks out here got girlfriends on the team, and they looking at, they doing photo shoots. This is the real issue. This is the agenda. And this is why Caitlin Clark's coach was up there a couple of days after saying, hey, Alyssa Thomas was out here. She was playing dangerous, and there was a nasty call on my coach. The day after, she was talking about, hey, man, we got to come back, and we got to defend the agenda. It's only two agendas. It's two main agendas in the WNBA. Well, really three. They got one done when they got more money. It was money, ABCD, EFG, LGBT. And the third one is rights of the black women players. And the only reason, let me tell you something to my sisters. And the only reason that you guys are a part of their agenda is because of the ABCD, EFG, LGBT. Because if you take away the ABCD, EFG, LGBT, they don't care about you. My sister. Somebody got to be the face of reason. Somebody got to be the face of truth. They might take me off I might be in the no space for hate. But I'm just trying to say, like, at the end of the day, I just want to see how does this go down? Somebody explain it to me. Boy, it's KD tonight, man. It's KD. I hope you got, y'all, if you're having a good time, man, hit the thumbs up. If you agree or disagree, if you're having a good time, if you enjoying it, if you working right now, you get through your night. I hope you get through your night. Give me a thumbs up. Just give me a thumbs up, man. It'll be appreciated. Just give me a like. It'll be appreciated, man. That helps the algorithm. But I just don't understand. Like, that's really what this is coming down to. It's coming down to liberal, conservative. Liberal, we showed you last video. But it's a series. It's developing into a series of breaking down this stuff. I gotta cut that. I gotta trill that. I got so much I got work to do, y'all. I need a video trimmer. He said, I bet this ain't your faking NBA. The chat is wild right now. The chat is wild right now. He said, I bet this ain't your faking the NBA. They just know better. They know better. Remember they tried to make, who was the dude? The dude for the Rams? The gay guy for the Rams? Remember they tried to make him like some kind of hero? Sam, what's his name? Gay football player for the Rams. I forgot his name. Micah Sam. 2014. He was like, he made history. He was drafted. He was the first publicly gay. We ain't had no more publicly gay fans. It's been no publicly gay fans since then. You know what I'm saying? Micah Sam. I think we had one. And then who was the brother that was the gay basketball player that died? He just died. What was his name? Jason Collins and Michael Sam. Those are the only two. Those are the only two that be like, yo, I'm gay. Pause. I'm not. I'm just saying that that's what they said. They said that. God was Jason. I'm not making jokes. Jason Collins, he died. Right? Not making jokes about that. Now we got a question of why he died. Let me tell you something, right? You know the crazy thing about this? Let me tell you something. Let me switch for a minute. Get it. A lot of African Americans. I want to talk to my people real quick. All y'all, my people. I want to talk to black people. My black African Americans and Africans, and whatever. People of color. Talk to y'all for a second. A lot of times we support the LGBTQ plus, right? And I get it. I understand. I think you should love who you love. Never been against it. Now, if you ask me what Scripture says, I have to tell you as a minister, as a man of God, what Scripture says about it, right? I do. I have to tell you that. And let's be real. And a lot of this is based upon separating. And a lot of times it's deemed as hate because we say that it's unnatural. But for people of color, it's a little bit more serious, especially black men. When it comes to black men that are gay, homosexual, live alternative lifestyle. In 2016, the CDC said that 1 in 2 black men that live that lifestyle can contract HIV. 1 out of 2. Right? 1 out of 2. And having a family member that I love and care about who passed from HIV, I understand how serious that is. And it is a very brave disservice to our people to not let them know the risk that is they are subscribing to in their lifestyle. And not letting them know, hey man, if you go to this lifestyle, you got 1 in 2 chances of contracting this disease. Now, I got a biblical aspect to it that I'm not gonna go into. I want to. I'm not gonna go into. But even now in 2026, I think the last data that they did in the CDC, and I'm gonna show it to you because I don't want you guys to think I'm making up numbers. Let me show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you. Even now, if you were to look up the numbers in the CDC, when it comes to black Americans, 1 in 3 gay homosexuals or LGBTQ men contract HIV. So I think when you start looking at that, I think that's why you're seeing all these commercials, Chernobyl, all those things like that. I think that is very, very, we have to start being knowledgeable about that. One out of every 2 black men who have sex with men, and 1 out of 4 Hispanic men who have sex with men who have been diagnosed with HIV at some point in their lives, the diagnosis will remain the same. That was released Tuesday. That was 2016. I think it's now because of some of the medicines and things that they have. Now is like 1 in 3. And this is PBS, so this ain't PBS News. So I think when we're talking about this, you know, it's fun and games until we start talking about life loss. And that's when I sit here and I say, hey man, like, we gotta give love who you want to love, man. I ain't against that. If you ask me what God say, I got to give you a different answer. But I think at the same time, we have to be honest with people and let them know the risk. involved in whatever decision that they make. These agendas are just that. They're agendas. And a lot of times I told y'all when I started the show last time, a lot of times sports reveals a bigger thing when we're dealing with lifestyles, when we're dealing with religion, when we're dealing with what we believe and what we stand for, and different things like that. I want people, it's not just, I want you to be entertained, I want you to be informed, right? I love everyone. I love everyone. I love white people, Hispanic, and you know I love some black and brown people. Ooh. My wife is chocolate. She like a... My wife is Oreo. She look like an Oreo cookie. She dog like an Oreo cookie. But I love everyone. And I want everyone to live prosperous. I want you guys to think about that. I want you guys to pray. If you believe in God or whatever you believe in, I believe in Jesus Christ. That's my personal Savior. And I want you guys to believe in that too. But if you don't, believe in whatever you believe in. But just look out for one another. Listen, I had a good time tonight. 2 hours. We did 2 hours again tonight, so y'all can't get mad at me. I did 2 hours again tonight, man. The numbers are crazy right now. I mean, so, man, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. We're over 100 all together. You know what I'm saying? 59, 60. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing. 60, 61. We got like 70 on X. We had 34. Thank y'all, man. Maybe I don't get the thousands yet, but I appreciate y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love every last one of you guys. And we're going to have a great time. Great time. You know, tough loss for the Indiana Fever tonight. They're back. Be back. I think they got a day off, then they play a back-to-back. They're not saying if Caitlin Clark will play in the back-to-back. We'll see. But we'll see what happens. Also, some great games going. Angel Reese showed out the other night. The DAs was hitting me up. I said, hey, the DAs hit me up the other night, boy. I put that thing on Facebook about Angel Reese. Angel Reese in that three-pointer and started talking doors. She said, oh. She hit that three-pointer and started talking doors. You know what I'm saying? Angel Reese went off last night. She hit that three-pointer. She shoot a whole 9.5% now. You know what I'm saying? Look at Angel Reese with the three. Get better, girl. You know what I'm saying? Big win for ATL the other night. Big win. Olivia Miles showed up, but Olivia Miles got hurt tonight. So Olivia Miles hurt her ankle tonight, so hopefully she's okay with Minnesota. But Olivia Miles, she did go out tonight I think she went out tonight with an ankle injury, if I'm not mistaken. So we hope that she's okay. Listen, guys, go for your goals. Always, always, always go for your goals. And listen, I'm going to tell you why. Because success looks fantastic on you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. First time watching announcement. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. From the 6. Tony, who's the greatest rapper alive? Yo, thank you, Tony. I appreciate all you guys, man. Tell somebody about the show. Share it with them. And I go live on X. And I go live on YouTube. Share with them. Say, hey, man, check out King, man. King out here doing this thing. Having a good time. He's having a good time. Mark, I thank you, Doctor. I appreciate you, Mark. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Norman. I appreciate you guys so much, man. I had a great time. Thank you guys. The chat was live tonight. Y'all are a trip. Y'all had me rolling tonight. Shout out to all the guys in the chat, man. I appreciate you guys so much. You know what I'm saying? And I thank you guys for hanging with me. Listen, I don't know about y'all. They say good night, good night, good night. We about to go to bed, get some sleep. It is 2:30 in the morning. God almighty, it's like talking with AR. Like, pause. Pause. Hey, man, y'all have a good night. Much love from each of y'all. I'll see you guys soon. Peace. AR with the super chat. Shout out to AR with the super chat. Thank you, bro.